You know, there's a few reasons that I'm not going to support the automobile industry in Canada. I mentioned already how I've been scammed 3 times, either a new car or lease, and there's no agency that would protect me as a consumer from that in Canada. The other thing is, can't remember now, but I'll name 3 more right now. One of them is there's just not the right choices of vehicles I want. Like I see small vehicles, they're still too big, and they're still like 4-door seats in the back as if I would have passengers. You know, I don't think they make cars for couples or singles. And that's the way that you get scammed, right? Because they make it bigger, they make you imagine you're going to have all your friends. But it's also like when I was giving up more and more riding on the road, my motorcycle on Vancouver Island, wanting to be more off-road, is because, you know, it gets dangerous. Even with some of the best defensive driving skills, it seems like you apply driving skills and you almost get hit in the back. You know, like covering the brake for what seems to be multiple hazards coming up. So, you know, people don't expect it. They don't look up enough to even notice your brake lights sometimes. And then there's also, just a minute. Yeah, the kind of cars I want exist in other countries. And sometimes it's from the dealers we have here. We just don't have those cars here. So why should I support a community or a country or a nation that doesn't get into the right agreements to have, let's say, safer ways to transport our goods? Because tractor trailers suck. But also, you know, for me to kind of decide, hey, I would shop more, I would go to work more if I had access to a smaller car, right? There also block ways for me to fix my own car, a lot of car companies, which I've mentioned before in vlogs. And then as a, you know, professional driver that is, you know, I'm not saying this as if I have a particular commercial license. I'm saying it because I specialize in defensive driving and in driving in multiple types of conditions. And I can tell you that a lot of the technology that is in cars makes it that I can't apply these skill sets that I made the effort to learn and to be good at. So in a way, the technology that is put into the vehicles, such as the last smart car I had, the technology that was put into it would get me in more trouble than if it wasn't there with my skill sets. So in a way, that diminishes the value of the vehicle. Another way that a vehicle that is new has a value diminished is that there's a lot of ways that you can't disagree in the contract you get in, where they say, oh, we have to charge this fee, we have to charge this fee. Oh, but we're not going to do that, even though that's what this fee is for. You know, we're not going to recycle your car when, you know, you're finished with it. We're not going to give you the right value, even though we have mechanics and parts that we won't give you access to when you need them, where we'll fix it up and resell it for profit. You know, there's too much capitalism and not enough consumer-centered things. So if, you know, the government of Prime Minister Carney wants to acknowledge many of these things, or wants me to put them in writing and give examples, and we'll work on this, then yeah, I would say, let's have a bit more automobile industry here until we're smart enough to create cities designed for cycling, for public transit, you know, that makes us look, if again we think of the happiness index like we're not a developmentally disabled country.